Not very many things can beat the feeling of driving off the lot in a brand new car. On the flip side, not very many things can be more aggravating than the actual process of buying a new car. In today's video, I'll tell you why it doesn't have to be that way. And I'll explain to you the steps that you should take when you purchase your next new vehicle. But before I do that, you know what you gotta do for me. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Let's talk about it. What's up, family and friends? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It, where I share my life experiences to help you succeed and get what you need without the financial bleed. I'm about to trademark that one. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a goofball. What can I say? But you got to give it to me. That was pretty good. That was pretty smooth. Anyway, today's video we're going to be covering the proper way to purchase a vehicle, step by step, my personal process. Okay. Before I begin, I do want to give a special shout out to @McQueeberMassey3373 for requesting me to do this video. I really hope you find it helpful. And if it's anything that I did not cover that you still have questions on, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let's get to it. Step 1. Now, the first step you should actually take to buying a new car is getting your own funding. Now, for some of you, if you already have a relationship established with a credit union, you want to go through them. Trust me, you want to go through them. They typically give you better interest rates than the dealership can provide. Not all the time, but in most cases they do, especially around used cars, okay? Now, there may be some promotions at a dealership where it's 0.9 APR for whatever amount of months. Let's be honest, most people don't qualify for that. You know if you qualify for that. If you ain't got perfect credit, you don't qualify for that. Stick to the credit union, okay? Now, if you want to take a chance and see if the dealership can beat the credit union's rate, go for it, right? Wouldn't hurt, right? But I would strongly advise against just rolling up into their dealership and filling out their credit application. Reason why? You don't have the visibility of seeing what's going on behind the closed doors between the dealership, meaning the GM and the finance manager, and the lender, right? They could be all, working together to screw you over, just being honest, right? But if you do the credit union, again, you have the added protection. Like, they'll explain everything for you as they'll be acting like your personal representative, okay? And they'll even give you a little extra protection by letting you know if this is a good deal or not a good deal. And in some cases, they won't even fund the deal. They'll say, hey, pick a new car. This ain't gonna work. Let me explain to you. When I bought my 2016 Dodge Charger Scat Pack back in the day, I remember going to the credit union and getting approval for about $45,000. Yeah, I know, they were really cheap back then. I actually found the car for $36,900, so right at $37,000. And I love the car. I found it online. It was from Carvana, right? One of the little vending machine deals. So I worked the deal with Carvana, let them know I was gonna be using outside funding. It went smooth. They gave me no hassle. So then I went back to the credit union and said, hey, here's the car I want to buy. They ran the numbers and everything with the VIN number, and they came back and got a value on that car and said, hey, this is a great deal. You're actually getting this car for $37,000 when the market says this car should be $42,000. This car had only 3,000 miles on it. It was a steal. Anyway, that's how the credit union can kind of protect you. If you're going through a dealership and using their financing, you may not know what's a good deal and what's not a good deal, right? It's just not a lot of protection there, I'm gonna be honest. So try to get your own funding. That's the first thing, okay? The next thing you want to do is figure out if the car that you are currently in still has a balance on it, meaning you're still making payments on it, and what is that balance? This would allow you to see if you're either going to have equity going into the deal, negative equity, which works against you, and I have a video all about that in the link down below. Check that one out. Or if you're not trading a car at all, just skip this process. It'll be a lot easier. But you want to kind of get rough estimates from like kellybluebook.com, see what your car may be worth. All right. Now, you got your approval. You know if you're upside down or not. And again, if you're upside down, click the link down below to check out that video, then come back here and pick up where we left off. Okay? Now it's time to actually shop. Well, we don't get in the car and drive from dealership to dealership. That's the old way of doing it. It's 2026. You better stay at home, get on that phone or them computers, and look at thousands of cars within a time span of a few hours, right? You can really find the right deal when you stay online. If you find a car that interests you, that's great, mark it down where you found it. I don't know if you can put a heart on it, bookmark it, that website, whatever. Circle back, get a list of the ones you like, first, second, third, fourth choice, prioritize it, right? Once you got that list, now you can start, reaching out to the dealership, touch base with them. You can maybe send them a little note, and they'll call you back in 30 seconds, I promise you. Or you can call them, whatever. And what I try to do is, I try to work the deal over the phone. I know if there's a salesperson out there watching this video right now, he is cringing right now. He hates this advice. But don't leave your house to go to dealerships because they gonna hold your keys while you're there. You ready to go. Your wife and your kid are hungry, right? The manager want to come out and talk to you before you go. They just jack you around. You lose so much time. Please don't put your family through that or yourself. So again, work the numbers as best you can online. They are dealerships that will do it if they really want to earn your business, right? I was just helping out a family member recently who was looking for a new vehicle, and they were like talking to a dealership in Houston from Louisiana, and they were working the numbers. Now, they didn't have the right vehicle, so ultimately that deal just fell through. But they had a car deal, they just ain't had the right vehicle. Like, this person was like really picking on color, right? So anyway, find the car you like, work it over the deal. Remember, you have an approval already. Y'all not talking about monthly payment over the phone. You have an approval already. Your credit union, if that's the route you went, they're going to tell you what your monthly payment is based on the amount of the car and the interest rate they gave you. There's nothing to negotiate at this point with the dealership other than price. You're trying to get as much money off MSRP as possible. If you see that Mustang online for $52,000 and it's got $8,000 in rebates, they need to be selling you that car for $44,000. If you get them to commit to $44,000, now you drive into the dealership, test drive the car, right? Make sure it's the one you like. Let them appraise your vehicle if you're trading in. Make sure they're giving you a fair number. Remember, you already did the homework on the front side. You went to Kelley Blue Book and got an estimate on what your car might be worth. I hope you're doing that, right? You trading the vehicle. So now you just gotta go to a dealership and essentially pick up the car, right? They gonna work with your credit union to work everything else out. Your credit union is your representative, right? Like, you don't go buy a home without a real estate agent. Why would you buy a car, which in my opinion is even more crooked business? Why would you go and do that without some representation? That's why it's very important to go and get your own funding. The banks, your credit union is investing in you by giving you this money to go buy this vehicle. The last thing they want you to do is get something you're not happy with or end up getting repo. Now, we've covered all the steps from getting your own funding, figuring out how much car you can buy, determine if your vehicle has negative equity or not, all right, based on your trade-in value and what it's worth. And then we discuss shopping online vigorously until you decide, hey, this is the vehicle I want to actually go and potentially purchase, all right? One of the things I did not mention was, if you have a trade-in, the appraisal process, they will try to lure you up to the dealership to appraise your vehicle. Talk to them about doing a sight unseen, which is basically they'll give you a rough trade estimate based on the condition of your vehicle, the year, the mile, the features, all that good stuff. But this is where you have to be honest about your vehicle, okay? Because if you're not honest, you'll be in for a surprise if you do actually proceed with the deal and go to the dealership. If you got cracks in your windshield, don't say my windshield don't have no chips, no cracks. If you got a dent here, let them know I got a dent. You're gonna take pictures, okay? They're gonna ask for pictures of the trade. They'll give you a rough estimate of what it's worth. Now, you get up there and you'll call on some nonsense that you ain't telling them about, they're gonna, obviously that number's gonna change, right? But if everything is in the condition you say it is, you should have a deal, all right? Now, before I let you get out of here, I wanna go over a few things that you will encounter throughout the buying process if you choose to do it this way with your own outside funding. You're going to run to dealerships that are not gonna wanna work with you. I mean, they literally gonna just say, bye, yeah, we don't do outside funding. That's okay. Don't get discouraged. Remember, you already have an approval. You're good. You are 80% ahead of most people that's trying to buy a car. They just show up at the dealership hoping for a prayer, right? To be answered. So if they walk you, if a dealership walks you out of there, that's fine. Go to the next one. They didn't deserve your business. Okay? Sorry, y'all. I heard noise. My dog over there eating. Remember, guys, you have the approval already, so you have the control. You don't talk numbers with the dealership other than price and trading. That's it. You're not talking about monthly payment because that's already done by your financial institution that approved you. Okay? Don't get discouraged. Don't feel like you have to buy the first vehicle you see. Find what you want. That's my advice. Find what you want. Again, get as many discounts as you can. That's my preference. Like you might find a car you love, but there's no discounts. You should never pay full price for a car. Really, I'm gonna be honest with you. You'll see throughout the course of following me, I don't really pay full price for anything. In my next video, I'll probably explain how I got a $3,000 refrigerator for $500. So again, I'm rambling. I love y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Okay. Make sure y'all click the links down below to check out my other videos, or at the end of the video, click the little video blocks. They'll take you to my other videos on negative equity and whatnot. And that's it, man. Till next time, I holla. Peace out.